All right, so what if you could unlock the door to literally any opportunity your mind can dream up? I mean, that's a huge promise, right? Well, that's exactly what Napoleon Hill claimed in a powerful lecture way back in 1954. And today, we're going to distill its core secret, this thing he called the master key to success.
Yeah, Hill opened his lecture with this exact, incredibly tantalizing promise. Basically, he said, look, if you could just figure out what you really want from life, I'll give you the one key to get it. And just like that, he sets everyone on this quest to figure out what this single, powerful tool could possibly be.
So, what is this key? You got to be asking that, right? Is it some kind of formula, a secret principle? Well, Hill was a bit of a showman. He was coy about it, saying he'd only reveal it when we were ready. He literally hid clues throughout his entire message for people to find.
Okay, so before we can even find the key, we really need to understand the lock it fits into. I mean, what kind of power are we talking about here? What does this key actually unleash? The answer, it turns out, is buried in the very foundation of Hill's entire philosophy.
And this quote, this is our first major clue. For Hill, this was like a law of nature, the bedrock of any and all personal success. And think about what's not in that sentence. There's no mention of needing a fancy degree, or a ton of cash, or knowing the right people. Nope. It's just the raw power of what you can conceive and believe. I mean, this is an idea that was way ahead of its time. We're talking decades before we started hearing about things like a growth mindset.
So this leads us directly to the first pillar for understanding this master key. And here's the kicker. The power isn't something out there that you have to go find. It's something you already have. It's all about taking command of your own internal world.
You know, this was the life-changing advice that the famous industrialist Andrew Carnegie gave to a young Napoleon Hill. Carnegie basically told him, look, this power you have inside you, it's stronger than poverty, it's stronger than not having an education, it's stronger than any fear you can imagine. Why? Because it is the one and only thing you have complete, unchallengeable control over.
Carnegie had this really powerful metaphor to explain this choice. He said, imagine everyone is born with two sealed envelopes. In one hand, you've got the riches envelope. Inside, all the good stuff, sound health, peace of mind, a positive attitude, you name it. And in the other hand, you've got the penalties envelope, which, you guessed it, holds all the curses, ill health, fear, frustration.
So, which envelope do you open? Well, that choice is determined entirely by how you use your mind. It's pretty simple, really. As Carnegie explained it, if you're always complaining about being poor or not having an education, you're basically telling your mind to attract more of that. Your focus is always your choice. Okay, so you've claimed control of your mind. Awesome. Now what? All that incredible power needs a target, right? It needs somewhere to go. And that brings us to our second pillar. You've got to define your direction. According to Hill, this is the absolute non-negotiable starting point for any kind of achievement. Think about it. Without a clear destination, the power of your mind is just undirected energy. It's wasted. It just fizzles out. You need a definite purpose, a really sharp, clear picture of what success looks like for you. And this isn't just some abstract idea. Hill gives us a super practical three-step formula. Step 1, write down exactly what you want. Be specific. Step 2, state what you're going to give in return. Because let's be real, there's no such thing as something for nothing. And step 3, memorize both of those statements and repeat them over and over again, at least a dozen times a day, so they get burned into your subconscious. Now, this whole process is powered by something Hill called applied faith. And let's be clear, this isn't about religion. It's a mental concept. You can think of it as the fuel for the engine. It's the thing that clears your mind of all those fears and doubts and lets you direct your full mental power toward that definite purpose you just set for yourself. All right, let's get to our final pillar. So you control your mind, you've got a clear direction. Now you need to amplify your efforts. Because, great success is rarely a solo act. You have to leverage the world around you. And this brings us to what is probably Hill's most famous concept, the mastermind. He defined it as two or more people working together in perfect harmony toward a common goal. It's a principle that doesn't just add to your power, it multiplies it exponentially. So with the mastermind, you can literally borrow the experience, the education, the influence of other people. Hill gives some great examples. He claimed Henry Ford's whole industrial empire started with a mastermind alliance with his wife, who gave him the confidence he didn't have. Or take the singer Kate Smith. Her career went from total obscurity to earning millions after she formed an alliance with her manager, Ted Collins. That's the power we're talking about.
Okay, so there's a second way to leverage your world, and it's all about the quality of what you give back. Hill called this going the extra mile. It's pretty simple, really. It's the habit of giving more and better service than you're technically paid for, and, this is key, doing it with a great attitude.
And of course, Hill distilled this whole principle into a memorable little formula, QQMA. It stands for the quality of your service, plus the quantity of your service, plus the mental attitude you bring to it. He argued that this formula is what ultimately determines your value and what you get in return. I mean, it's the only real justification for getting a promotion or a raise, when you think about it.
So, let's do a quick recap. We've talked about the 3 big pillars: commanding your mind, defining your direction, and leveraging your world. Now let's bring it all together and finally see how these pieces click into place to become the master key. So, the big reveal. It turns out it's not some secret you have to find out in the world. The whole point Hill was making throughout his lecture is that this power is an innate gift. It's something you're born with. So it's not about finding a key. It's about finally recognizing that you've had it in your pocket the entire time.
And there you have it. The master key is simply this: the power to take full and complete possession of your own mind and then direct it towards whatever you want. That's it. It's the foundational ability, the one thing that makes all the other stuff, having a definite purpose, building a mastermind, going the extra mile, even possible.
You know, at the end of the day, Hill's message is all about profound personal responsibility and power. He leaves us with this idea that your life is a direct reflection of your own mental attitude. So the final question isn't really about finding a key. It's about deciding which door you truly want to open. The key is in your hand. What will you choose to create?